Right, see the question number 1. Relevant for not for profit making organization. Separate question available in the error paper. Think what normally sport clubs example. Main income subscription, as well as donation available, admission fees. Then ground higher income, sometimes it is given rent income, swimming pool higher income, like that. There are more expenses available. Then think about electricity expense, rent expense, insurance, normal expense available not for profit making organization also. Main purpose is not for generate profit, social activities. Think about profit making organization as well as not for profit making organization. Sole proprietorship, partnership and company main purpose for generate profit. But not for profit making organization, main purpose is not for generate profit. Social activities. As a financial statement, you have to prepare income statement as well as statement of financial position, and you have to calculate opening accumulated fund. Think about assets minus liability equal equity. Equity in this lesson equal accumulated fund. Reason there is no owners. Owners la inna tanaka thamai api equity එක identify කරගන්න. Think sole proprietorship, partnership and company there is equity. But not for profit making organization, there is no owners, members available. Therefore, equity equal in this lesson accumulated fund. It can be calculated assets minus liability. Right now, think about example number 1. You have to know how to calculate subscription income as well as life membership fee, donation received for created fund, and how to prepare income statement as well as how to prepare statement of financial position. Right, think about question number 1. It has given cash accounts. Cash account of LC Sport Club for the year end 31st March 21 is as follows. Think cash account debit side available cash received amounts, credit side available cash payment amounts. Opening cash balance should be recorded in the accumulated fund calculation. All the opening assets and liability should be included accumulated fund calculation. And given admission fees income, it should be included income statement. And subscription received amount it has given for last year, this year, next year. Think subscription received during the current period for last year, this year, next year. You have to prepare subscription account also. Think donation. This is a normal donation. And ground higher income it has given. Donation for sport equipment purchase fund. Think there are 2 types of donation available. It has given just as a donation, that is a normal donation. And donation for sport equipment purchase, that is a special donation. Donation received for special purpose. And swimming pool rent income also given. Debit side available all the cash received amounts. And cash payment for salary, telephone expense, electricity expense, insurance expense, income statement, normal expense. But given fixed deposits, you have to calculate FD interest also. rent expense, water bill, security charges, funds and expense, printing and stationery, transport expense, as well as given sport equipment purchase. This part very important. Think during the kind of period, sport equipment purchase also available. And donation for sport equipment also given. Think donation received amounts, sport equipment purchase. Then think how much should be considered as income from donation. Given closing cash balance should be included financial position. Given opening and closing balances also, additional first one. Think 31st March 2020 and 31st March 21. 31st March 20 mean opening balance. 31st March 21 mean closing balance. Given swimming pool at cost value as well as accumulated depreciation. Life membership fee fund, opening balance available. Sport equipment purchase fund, opening balance it is given. And 15% bank loan available, 16%. And given sport ground, subscription receivable and subscription received in advance. Accrual electricity available. If it has given accrual or prepaid expense accounts, you have to prepare a separate expense account for that also. Then given sport equipment cost and accumulated depreciation. Pavilion cost and accumulated depreciation. Those are the things available in the sport club. And given depreciation rate also, pavilion 10%, sport equipment 10%. Third one, 11 for subscription written off. And fourth one, given fixed deposit open date it is given. It is 11 for fixed deposit interest income calculation. Try to recognize how many months available during the current period based on accrual concepts. And additional 5 very important. Sport equipment purchase on 1st October 2020 by utilizing sport equipment purchase fund. Think sport equipment purchase, cash account credit, sport equipment account debit. Think you have to calculate depreciation also. New asset is not available entire year. Think purchase date to end of the current period. Matching concept should be applied. As well as think about donation, how much should be considered as income during the current period. It has given donation for sport equipment purchase also. Special donation available and normal donation available. Additional 611 for life membership fee. It has given 20% of life membership fee should be recognized as income for the year end 31st March 21. Think life membership fee also total value cannot be considered as income at once. We have to apply policy of the sport club. They paid for entire life. Total value cannot be considered as income. It has given opening balance also. Think how much should be included financial position, how much should be included income statement as a life membership fee. Therefore, in this lesson available subscription, life members, normal members, donation, normal donation, special donation. As well as you have to know how to calculate accumulated fund, income statement, as well as statement of financial position. Team requirements. First one, there's accumulated fund. Second one, there's income statement of LC Sport Club for the year end 31st March 21 and statement of financial position. That first one, draw the format. Assets minus liability is statement of finance. Accumulated fund can be calculated. Assets minus liability. Prepare the format. First fund, they ask accumulated fund. Then income statement. As well as they ask financial position also. First fund, this is the way you have to prepare. This is the way you have to calculate accumulated fund. They ask 31st March 20 mean opening balance. They ask first April 2020. Therefore, here first April 2020. Assets minus liability, it can be calculated. Therefore, take the total assets and minus liability. Only opening assets and liability should be included here. Then this is where you have to prepare income statement. LC Sport Club, LC. Income statement for the year end 31st March 21. Record values in 1000. Think about sales and cost of sales not available. Just income minus expense. This is not trading business, not for profit making organization. Think income minus expense we have to use. But if it is given trading business, sales minus cost of sales. Plus other income minus expense, net profit can be calculated. But not for profit making organization, those are not trading business. Therefore, income minus expense, profit and loss can be calculated. Then there's financial position also. Therefore, draw the format for statement of financial position. Non-current assets, current assets, as well as accumulated fund. Then non-current liability as well as current liability. This is the way you have to prepare format. LC Sport Club, statement of financial position as at 31st March 21. Record values in 1000. Think non-current assets and current assets as well as accumulated fund, equity and liability. And equity you have to disclose accumulated fund. Therefore, life membership fee fund, sport equipment purchase fund, all the equity parts should be included here. Those are not part of accumulated fund. And accumulated fund should be included opening balance plus surplus. Other equity should be included separately. Non-current liability as well as current liability. That this is the format. Right, first one, try to complete statement of accumulated fund calculation. Only opening assets and liability should be included here. Therefore, first one, try to complete accumulated fund. Opening assets and liability should be included. It has given opening and closing balance. Assets minus liability equal equity. Let's take the assets minus liability. Assets minus liability equal equity. Only opening balance you have to consider, opening balance. Let's see the opening balance it has given. Cash account it has given from the beginning opening cash balance. Therefore, assets minus liability equal equity. Opening cash balance equal 820,000 should be recorded under assets. Then think opening and closing balance sheet as given here, additional first one. It has available opening assets and liability. Take assets minus liability, take the answer. Asset one side and liability one side, other side. Opening cash balance equal 820,000. Opening cash balance also should be included under account fund calculation. Opening cash balance equal 820,000. Record it. And asset as a cash. Cash balance equal 820,000. Record value is in 1,000. As well as additional first one, it has given other opening closing balance. Additional first one. Think swimming pool cost value it has given, as well as accumulated depreciation. Opening assets and liability it has given. Therefore, swimming pool should be included under assets, opening balance. But given cost and accumulated depreciation separately, net book value should be recorded after deducting accumulated depreciation. Therefore, 6,000 minus 2,500. Think under assets as swimming pool. Net book value should be recorded. Cost value equal 6 million minus accumulated depreciation. Therefore, 3.5 million. Think if it has given cost and accumulated depreciation separately, net book value should be recorded statement of affair, accumulated fund calculation. Assets minus liability, only opening balance should be considered. Then it has given life membership fee fund. As well as it has given sport equipment purchase fund, bank loan, life membership fund, sport equipment purchase fund. Those are part of equity. Those are part of equity, also should be recorded on the liability side. Bank loan also liability. Therefore, record it. Those are should be recorded liability side. Therefore, life membership fee fund equal 3 million. Sport equipment equal 3.5 million. And bank loan value equal 5 million. Think what fund account balance also should be recorded liability side. Those are part of equity. Life membership fee fund as well as sport equipment purchase fund. Part of equity should be recorded liability side. And bank loan also liability. Think opening balance should be considered only. Then next one, it has given sport ground, that is assets, and subscription receivable also assets. Only opening balance should be recorded. Sport ground and subscription receivable and asset side. Opening assets and liability should be considered. Sport ground value equal 42,000. Subscription receivable equal 940,000. But given subscription received in advance, liability And accrual electricity also liability should be recorded liability side. Only opening balance. Opening balance it has given 490,000 as well as 600,000. Only opening balance should be included accumulated fund calculation. Therefore, it has given subscription received in advance 490 as well as accrual electricity 600. Liability side. $490 as well as 600. Think only opening balance should be included. Opening balance. Then given sport equipment, given separately cost and accumulated depreciation, assets net book value should be recorded. Therefore, cost value equal 50,000 minus accumulated depreciation equal 22,000. And pavilion also given separately cost and accumulated depreciation. Therefore, pavilion also assets. Cost value equal 15,000 minus accumulated depreciation 6,000. Therefore, net book value equal 9,000. I think this is the way you have to calculate accumulated fund. Opening assets minus opening liability. Given life membership fee fund as well as sport equipment purchase fund, fund account main part of equity should be recorded liability side. Now take the answers. Think if it has given cost and accumulated depreciation separately, net book value should be recorded. Right now take the answer. Assets minus liability, accumulated fund can be calculated. Take total assets. Minus total liability equal accumulated fund. Try to calculate answer. Therefore, asset side total money equal 84,260 and deduct minus liability side. Take total amount of liability. Therefore, total liability equal 12,590. Therefore, difference value equal equity. That value should be considered as an accumulated fund. Total assets minus total liability, only opening balance should be considered. Think if it has given cost and accumulated depreciation, how to records. As well as think about fund account balance also. Therefore, accumulated fund opening balance equal 71,670. Therefore, this value should be recorded statement of financial position and accumulated fund as opening balance. Record it. And accumulated fund as opening balance. Opening balance. Second column value equal 71,670. Then plus surplus to be included here, as well as life membership fee fund balance part, sport equipment purchase fund balance part, also part of equity. Right now, opening balance okay. Then think from the beginning, additional first one. If it has given closing balance, those are can be record financial position also. Additional first one, think about now. Closing balance should be include financial position. It has given showing full cost value. As well as it accumulated depreciation also given. Additional second additional second one. It has given sport equipment, swimming pool and pavilion. Should be depreciated 10% based on cost value. Swimming pool it has also depreciable assets. Therefore, sport equipment, swimming pool and pavilion should be depreciated 10% based on cost value. At the same time, try to complete non-current asset part. Closing balance should be include financial position, as well as annual depreciation should be include income statement also. First one, try to calculate annual depreciation, and closing balance should be include financial position also. But think about sport equipment purchase also given by using donation. Therefore, from the beginning, try to calculate swimming pool depreciation. Swimming pool and pavilion can be complete, but sport equipment during the current period also purchased. You have to consider it also. All the closing balance should be include financial position. Try to calculate swimming pool depreciation as well as pavilion depreciation. Annual depreciation should be include income statement. Calculate depreciation. Non-current asset depreciation should be calculated. Based on cost value 10%. Record values in 1000. Therefore, swimming pool depreciation equals 600. At the same time, try to calculate pavilion depreciation. Pavilion depreciation. And given pavilion cost value 15 million and into 10%. Therefore, pavilion depreciation equals 1500. Sport equipment depreciation I will discuss later separately. Reason sport equipment purchase also given by using donation. Therefore, that part I will discuss later. Now think swimming pool depreciation and pavilion depreciation and expense. As well as cost value minus accumulated depreciation should be include financial position also. Think accumulated depreciation it has given opening balance. Therefore, annual depreciation also should be added. And it has given swimming pool accumulated depreciation opening balance. Closing balance should be include financial position. Therefore, annual depreciation should be added. Accumulated depreciation swimming pool opening balance 2500 plus 600. This year depreciation also should be considered as accumulated depreciation. And pavilion also same way. Think pavilion accumulated depreciation it has given 6000 plus annual depreciation. Therefore, think cost minus accumulated depreciation. And annual depreciation should be included income statement and expense. Then think how to disclose and non-current asset also. Therefore, swimming pool and pavilion can be complete. Opening balance should be included accumulated fund calculation. Then think annual depreciation. Think how to disclose financial position also. Cost minus accumulated depreciation. As accumulated depreciation, closing balance should be include financial position. Right, record it. First one, depreciation and expense. Income statement as a swimming pool depreciation. As a swimming pool depreciation. And expense swimming pool depreciation. And expense annual depreciation equals 600. As well as pavilion depreciation. Think annual depreciation should be considered as expense. As well as accumulated depreciation, closing balance should be include financial position. It is given cost minus accumulated depreciation. Spot ground also given. Therefore, from the beginning, spot ground. Spot ground is land. Then it is given swimming pool. As well as it is given pavilion. And spot equipment available. Spot equipment. Think how to disclose non-current assets. Cost minus accumulated depreciation. Spot ground, it has given cost value 42,000. That is a non-depreciable assets. Therefore, net book value also same value. Spot ground mean land. Normally, land is a not depreciated. And swimming pool cost value equals 6,000. But as accumulated depreciation closing balance, after adding annual depreciation, given open and accumulated depreciation 2,500 plus 600 equal 3,100. And pavilion cost value also given 15,000. But as accumulated depreciation closing balance, opening balance it has given 6,000 plus annual depreciation 1,500. Then take the net book value also. Spot equipment I will discuss later. Reason spot equipment purchased during the accounting period also available. At the same time, try to complete donation for spot equipment purchase, as well as depreciation spot equipment. Try to complete spot equipment also. First one, think about spot equipment purchase fund available, opening balance. Spot equipment purchase fund, balance available 3,500. Think about this part. And during the accounting period also donation received money is given. Then think spot equipment cost value and accumulated depreciation also given. And cash account debit side it has given. is donation for sport equipment purchase. See the cash account debit side, very important this part. Donation for sport equipment purchase. Think how to record this value. As well as credit side available sport equipment purchase 3 million. Think sport equipment purchase fund account balance available. And during the account period also donation receipts. And sport equipment purchase value it has given. As well as additional, think about 5. At the same time, think additional 5. Given sport equipment purchase 1st October 2020 by utilizing sport equipment purchase fund. Think sport equipment purchase by utilizing sport equipment purchase fund after 6 months. Right, first one, think about sport equipment purchase fund. Opening balance it has given 3.5 million. During the account period also donation received 2 million. Prepare separate ledger account for sport equipment purchase fund. Prepare 3 accounts. Think donation received amount how it records. Prepare ledger account as sport equipment purchase fund. Sport equipment purchase fund. Opening balance also available. Fund account mean that is a equity accounts. Therefore, we can see credit balance. First one, take the balances. As a balance brought forward credit side, it has given opening balance. Fund account, that is equity accounts. Opening balance, it has given additional first one. 3.5 million. Therefore, that value should be included as a balance brought forward. And donation received amount, it has given cash account debit side 2,000. Cash account debit, sport equipment purchase fund account credit. See the cash account debit side, it has given donation received amount also. As well as sport equipment purchase value, it has given 3 million. Think about these 3 parts. Opening balance, think about. Donation received amount, think about. As well as sport equipment purchase by utilizing this donation. Therefore, these 3 parts very important. Think about this part as well as this part. Opening balance and donation received amounts as well as sport equipment purchase also given. Cash account credit, this one effect for sport equipment, and it has given sport equipment also opening balance. Think sport equipment opening balance also available. This is sport equipment. Therefore, this one effect for sport equipment. Sport equipment also given opening balance. Right now, first one think about donation received amounts. Second one think about sport equipment purchase. And third one think how much should be considered as income from donation for sport equipment. Donation for sport equipment purchase, from that value think how much should be considered as income. Right, opening balance records, received amount should be records. Let's see the sport equipment purchase fund. Credit side has a balance brought forward 3.5 million. Then during the accounting period, also donation received 2 million. That value cash account debit, sport equipment purchase fund account credit 2 million. Then it has given sport equipment purchase value 3 million. Fund sport equipment purchase කරන්න. දැන් අපි fund එක use කරලා sport equipment අරන්. Therefore equal amounts. අන්නේ fund එක use කරපු ප්‍රමාණයට equal ප්‍රමාණයක් තමයි income විදිහට අපි ගන්න ඕන. fund එක use කළොත් දැන් තමයි donation income වෙන්නේ. ඔන්න මේ තියෙන අර donation අපිට නිකන් හැම සල්ලිනේ මේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර දැන් මේක income එකක් විදිහට ගන්න ඕනේ fund එක use කරලා තිබුණොත්. And given cash account credit side sport equipment purchase 3000. අන්න එතන entries දෙකක් යනවා. First one cash account credit sport equipment account debit. ඊට equal ප්‍රමාණයක් income වලට ගන්න ඕන. But there are two double entry. First one cash account credit sport equipment account debit. It is paid for sport equipment. Second one, equal amounts should be considered as income. Therefore, now think about sport equipment purchase fund account balance available 5.5 million. From that value, 3,000 should be considered as income. Therefore, sport equipment purchase fund account debit 3,000 as income statement. Need අමතරව cash account credit sport equipment account debit. Other entry. Therefore, it is paid for sport equipment also. Then this is value should be included income statement, donation for sport equipment purchase, and balance value, balance carried out. Difference value, think about credit side 5,500. Take that value debit side. Then difference value, balance carried out. Therefore, difference value equal 2,500. That value as a balance brought forward. Therefore, 2,500 closing balance would be include financial position. Under accumulated fund as a sport equipment purchase fund. Closing balance and as a income should be considered how much. Then donation කියන්න අපිට income එකක්. හැබැයි මේ වාගේ fund එකකට donation හම්බෙලා තිබුණොත් ඒක අපි income විදියට ගන්න ඕනේ fund එක use කරලා තියෙන වෙලාව. දැන් මේ බලන්න opening balance එක තියෙන ගිය අවුරුද්දේ හම්බෙච්ච මේ තියෙන ගිය අවුරුද්ද. ඒතර ඒවා ඒ අවුරුද්දේ income විදියට ගන්න නැහැ මේවා. දැන් තමයි sport equipment ගන්නේ. අන්නේ ගත්තු ගානට equal ප්‍රමාණයක් තමයි donation income එකක් වෙන්නේ. දැන් උඩ තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ fund එකකට donation හම්බුනොත් ඒක income එකක් විදිහට ගන්න ඕනේ කොයි වෙලාවෙද. Therefore 3,000 should be included income statement as a donation for sport equipment purchase, and closing balance should be include financial position. After that, I will discuss how to record sport equipment. That this one should be recorded from the beginning. Under income, in the income statement, as income you have to consider 3 million as a donation for sport equipment purchase. Donation for sport equipment purchase. Then during the accounting period, donation received 2 million. But as income, we have to consider 3 million. Reason during the accounting period, sport equipment purchase 3 million. As well as sport equipment purchase fund, closing balance should be include financial position and accumulated funds separately. As sport equipment purchase fund, closing balance equal 2,500. Closing balance equal 2,500. Think how to calculate closing balance. Opening balance 3,500. Donation received amount equal 2,000. But donation used for purchase sport equipment 3,000. This is the way you have to calculate closing balance. It has available sport equipment purchase fund account also. Now think about sport equipment non-current assets. Think how much should be considered as a sport equipment and non-current assets as well as accumulated depreciation. Right? Think closing balance of sport equipment also. Therefore, it is effect for sport equipment also. Think sport equipment purchase value equal 3 million. It has available cash account credit side. See the cash account credit side. And think about sport equipment opening balance. Therefore, sport equipment opening balance equal 50,000. This is the sport equipment. Opening balance equal 50,000. And during the accounting period also purchase value it has given 3 million. That value should be added. Therefore, 3 million should be added. Cost value equal 53 million. As well as it has given sport equipment purchase date also given. Think how to calculate sport equipment depreciation. Sport equipment purchase on 1st October 2020. Therefore, new sport equipment is not available entire year. It has purchase date, it has given 1st October 2020. Then try to calculate sport equipment depreciation also. Sport equipment depreciation should be calculated. Think opening balance equal 50,000, record values in 1,000. Based on that value 10%, it has available entire year. But new asset cost value equal 3,000. Values in 1,000, 10% annual. But it has not available entire year. It has available only 6 over 12. Therefore, 150 annual depreciation. Therefore, think about 5,000 plus 150. Therefore, sport equipment annual depreciation equal 500 and 150. Think how to calculate accumulated annual depreciation of sport equipment. Opening sport equipment available entire year, but purchase asset available during the current period only 6 months. Therefore, sport equipment depreciation should be included in income statement as expense 5,150 and accumulated depreciation opening balance also given 22,000. Cost value equal 53,000. Purchase value also should be considered. Think sport equipment purchase as well as think about donation, how much should be considered as income also. Right, record depreciation should be included in income statement as expense, as well as financial position should be included sport equipment also. Annual depreciation equal 5,150. And expense as sport equipment depreciation sport equipment depreciation. Sport equipment depreciation equal 5,000 plus 150 equal 5,150. As well as financial positions will be included sport equipment also. Financial position cost value equal 53,000. Thing opening balance 50, purchase value equal 5,000. And accumulated depreciation opening balance equal 22,000. Annual depreciation equal 5,150. Therefore, closing balance equal 27,150. Then take the net book value also. Cost minus accumulated depreciation. Think how to calculate net book value. Donation received for sport equipment purchase. Then think sport equipment purchase value. Then think donation how much should be considered as income. On a create කළ තියෙන fund එකකට donation හම්බුනොත් කරන්න ඕන දේ. Team fund account closing balance should be recorded separately under equity and accumulated fund. Right now, non-current asset okay, depreciation okay. Think we are in additional first one. Right now, try to compute subscription income. It has given subscription receivable, subscription received in advance also available. At the same time, additional third one should be considered. Then this is subscription receivable amounts and subscription received in advance. Subscription receivable and subscription received in advance. Opening closing balance, think about. As well as it has given additional third one. If the subscription amount receivable for previous year is not received during the current period, should be written off as expense. Additional third one, it has given subscription written off also. Value is not given, value should be calculated. At the same time, see the cash account debit side. It has given subscription received in cash also. For last year, this year, next year. This is a subscription received in cash during the current period. Think cash account debit, subscription account credit. Think about this part. Opening closing balance, it has given subscription written off also available. Therefore, prepare subscription accounts. Opening balance already recorded, accumulated fund calculation also. And closing balance should be included financial position also. First one, prepare the subscription accounts. And take the balances. It has given subscription received in advance as well as subscription in arrears, opening and closing balance. It has given subscription receivable, debit side as a balance brought forward, opening balance. Opening balance, it has given 940. And subscription receivable closing balance, balance carried down from credit side to debit side. Balance brought forward, debit side. As well as given subscription received in advance. Opening balance 490. As a balance brought forward, credit side. and closing balance equal subscription received in advance 960. Balance brought forward credit side also. Think closing balance should be recorded financial position also. Opening balance recorded already under accumulated fund calculation. Now see the cash account debit side. It has given subscription received in cash. All three values should be considered for last year, this year, next year. Then this is a subscription received in cash during the current period. Total value equal how much? Think about. Total value equal 810 plus 9,750 plus 960. All three value, think about total value received during the current period. Cash account debit, subscription account credit. Therefore, total value equal 11,520. Total received amounts, cash account debit, subscription account credit. Therefore, total value equal 11,520. All three value received in cash during the current period. In subscription received in cash. Cash account debited already. Record subscription account also. Therefore, record it. Subscription account credit side as a cash. Value equal 11,520. And subscription written off also available. See the additional third one. Additional third one, it has given subscription written off. If the subscription amount receivable for previous year is not received during the current period, should be written off. Think receivable amount for previous year and received amount for previous year. Received amount available cash accounts. Then this is a subscription receivable amount for previous year. Subscription receivable amount for previous year equal 940,000. Think about this one. Opening balance it has given. Therefore, this is a subscription receivable amount 940,000. And subscription received amount for previous year has given cash accounts. Debit side. Think about this one, 810,000 received in cash. This is subscription received amount for previous year. But receivable amount equal 940,000. Received 810,000. Therefore, 130 not received. Think about difference value. Therefore, 130,000 not received during the current period. It should be written off. Receivable equal 940. But received for last year 810. 130,000 was not received. That is a subscription written off. It should be considered as expense also. Therefore, 130,000 subscription account credit side as written off. It should be considered as expense also in the income statement. Right now, close the subscription accounts. Can be recognized subscription income. Take the credit side total amounts. Therefore, credit side total amount equal 12,560. take that value debit side, then take the difference value. That is a value should be considered as income. Therefore, difference value equal 10,660. As an income statement. Therefore, this is a value should be considered as income. Now think how to disclose. Subscription written off should be considered as expense in the income statement. Therefore, this one should be included income statement as income. And subscription written off should be included income statement under expense. As let's think about closing balance. Financial position. Subscription receivable as well as subscription received in advance. Opening balance recorded accumulated fund calculation. This one recorded already. Thing where we have to adjust. Right now record it. Income statement and income as a subscription. As a subscription should be considered 10,660. And expense as a subscription written off. As expense you have to consider subscription written off. Value equal 130. As well as closing balance should be include financial position also. It has given subscription receivable under current assets. Subscription receivable value equal 420 closing balance. And subscription received in advance under current liability. Subscription received in advance. Under current liability, second column, closing balance 960. Think closing balance, think opening balance, think subscription income, think subscription written off. That subscription also we have discussed. Think opening closing balance, additional first one. At the same time, think about life membership fee also. Opening balance, it has given life membership fee. But cash account debit side not available life membership fee. During the accounting period, life membership fee was not received. At the same time, see the additional information. 6. Additional information 6. Think about. It has given 20% of life membership fee should be recognized as income for the year end 31st March 21. Think life membership fee account balance available. It has given from the beginning life membership fee balance 3 million. And think about additional 6 also. 20% life membership fee should be recognized as income. Therefore, balance equal 3 million. From that value as income should be considered 20%. Therefore, now try to calculate income. Therefore, 20% should be considered, calculate from 3,000. Therefore, life membership fee balance sheet has given 3 million. Based on that value, 20% should be considered as income. Therefore, as income, you have to consider 600,000. And balance part, think opening balance sheet has given 3 million. From that value, as income should be considered 600,000. Therefore, balance part 2.4 million under accumulated fund. Think how to disclose it. closing balance should be include financial position, and recognized amount should be include income statement. Recorded life membership fee also. As income should be include income statement, only 600,000. As a life membership fee, as a life membership fee, 600,000 should be considered as expense. Balance part under accumulated fund. Separately, those are not part of accumulated fund. As a life membership fee, as a life membership fee, balance available 3 million, but already considered as income 600,000. Therefore, balance part equal 2.4 million. Record values in 1,000. Try to recognize how to record life membership fee also. Right, next one. Bank loan available. Think about bank loan also. Bank loan, it has not paid during the current period. Therefore, bank loan from the beginning should be included under non-current liability. As well as loan interest rate also given 16%. Therefore, you have to calculate loan interest also. Then we give see the cash account credit side. Sometimes it has given loan paid, loan interest paid. If it has paid in cash available, credit side of the cash accounts. But cash account credit side not given loan interest or loan. Therefore, loan is not paid, loan interest also not paid. Therefore, loan value equal 5 million, 16% bank loan. Try to calculate loan interest also. Loan interest should be calculated. Loan value equal 5 million and given interest rate 16%. Loan available entire year. Therefore, loan interest equal 800,000. It has not paid. This one should be considered as an accrual loan interest also. As well as loan should be included under non-current liability also. Think bank loan, closing balance. Loan is not paid. Therefore, under non-current liability, as a bank loan should be included 5,000 under non-current liability. As a bank loan, it has given 16% bank loan. Value equal 5 million under non-current liability. As well as accrual loan interest. Accrual loan interest also equal 800. Think interest should be considered as expense. It has not paid in cash. Therefore, should be included under current liability also. Right, then think we are in additional first one. Opening closing balance. Now it has given think about accrual electricity also. Accrual electricity opening closing balance it has given. If it has given accrual or prepaid expense accounts, you have to prepare LIG account to calculate electricity expense for the year calculation. Cash account credit side, it has given electricity expense paid in cash also. Accrued electricity opening balance equal 600, closing balance equal 200. Therefore, closing balance should be recorded financial position also as an accrued interest. And opening balance already recorded under accumulated fund calculation. As well as cash account credit side, it has given electricity paid in cash 3,400. Electricity paid in cash 3,400 available credit side of the cash accounts. Therefore, prepare the electricity expense accounts. Record opening closing balance. Try to calculate for the year value. You have to prepare ledger account if it has given opening closing balance. Accrued mean liability. Therefore, opening balance credit side brought forward. Prepare the electricity expense accounts. Electricity expense and take the balances opening closing. Accrual mean liability. Therefore, opening balance credit side as balance brought forward. Opening balance equal accrual 600 and closing balance carry down from debit side to credit side. Therefore, closing balance equal 200. It should be included credit side as a balance brought forward also. And it has given cash account credit side paid in cash value. Electricity expense paid in cash 3,400. Cash account credit, electricity expense account debit. Now close the electricity expense accounts. For the year value can be recognized. Debit side increase. Take that value credit side. Then difference value as an income statement. Therefore, as income statement, as expense, we have to consider 3,000. And closing accrual value under current liability also. Think income statement as electricity expense 3 million. Under current liability as accrual interest, accrual electricity 200. Record it income statement. Under expense as electricity. As electricity expense 3 million. As well as under current liability. Financial position under current liability. As accrual electricity. As accrual electricity to 1,000. Think closing accrual value should be included under current liability. All the closing assets and liabilities should be recorded financial position. Think from the beginning, additional information should be done. Right, we are in additional first one. Additional first one, all the information we have discussed. Opening balance should be recorded accumulated fund calculation. Closing balance should be recorded financial position. If it has given accrual or prepaid expense accounts, you have to prepare ledger accounts. Then additional second one we have discussed. Third one we have discussed. And additional fourth one, think about. Additional fourth one, 11 for fixed deposits. It has given fixed deposit was open 1st January 2021 for 5-year periods. Deposited for 5-year period but it has available during the accounting period January, February, March. Therefore, fixed deposit available during the accounting period only 3 months. Therefore, fixed deposit interest should be calculated only for 3 month period. As well as fixed deposit should be included in between current and non-current asset also. Think it has deposited for 5-year period, but it is relevant for during the accounting period only 3 months. Cash account credit side, it has given fixed deposits. 20% fixed deposit value equal 4,000. Therefore, it should be included in between current and non-current assets. As well as think about FD interest not received. If it has received, it has available debit side of the cash accounts. Therefore, fixed deposit interest income was not received. Try to calculate FD interest also. Under workings, you have to calculate fixed deposit interest income. Fixed deposit interest income. Fixed deposit value equal 4 million. And it has given interest rate 20%. But it has available during the accounting period only 3 month period. 3/12. Therefore, think fixed deposit interest income, how much should be considered? As FD interest income, you have to consider 2,1,000. It has not received, but received or not should be considered as income. As well as under current assets, as FD interest income receivable also. Right, record it. FD interest income and income as a fixed deposit interest income. Fixed deposit interest income, it has available only 3 month periods. Therefore, value equal 200. And under current asset also same value. Reason it has not received. Fixed deposit interest income receivable. Fixed deposit interest income receivable. Fixed deposit interest income receivable. Value equal 200. As well as in between current and non-current assets should be included fixed deposit also. In between current and non-current assets. 20% fixed deposits. Fixed deposit value equal 4 million. Think fixed deposits, think fixed deposit income, interest income, as well as interest income receivable. Adjustment should be done from the beginning. Therefore, additional information, we have discussed all the additional information. Think opening balance, closing balance. Then think how to calculate depreciation. Think life membership fee fund available. Think sport equipment purchase fund available. As well as it has given FD interest, loan interest, think how to calculate. Then other information, see the cash accounts. Cash account opening balance should be included accumulated fund calculation. It has already considered. Now think cash account other information. It has given admission fees, donation, ground hire income, as well as swimming pool. Those values should be included in income statement. Under income. And Credit side available, payment for expenses should be included in income statement. Therefore, those values should be recorded in income statement. Income should be included under income and expense should be recorded under expense. Now think about income, admission fees, donation, ground higher income, and swimming pool income. And income. Admission fee equal 970,000. Record it under income. As well as donation, ground higher income, also under income. This is a normal donation and ground higher income, as well as given swimming pool rent income should be considered as income. Cash account debit side, it has given income. Those values should be included under income. As well as think about expenses also, credit side available. Telephone expense and salary should be recorded under expense. Cash account, credit side available, expenses also. Therefore, salary as well as telephone expenses. All the expense should be included under expense. And given insurance expense, rent expense, water bill, security charges, all the expense should be included under expense. All the expense should be included under expense. Therefore, record under expense also. And expense should be recorded. Cash account available, all other things should be included under expense. Insurance expense, rent expense, water bill, and security charges, functional expense, and print and stationery, as well as transport. Income minus expense can be calculated surplus also. As well as cash account closing balance should be recorded financial position. Cash account closing balance it has given 160. It should be recorded financial position also. Income minus expense surplus can be calculated. Right, financial position as a cash. Under current assets 160. This is where you have record information. Right now, try to complete income statement. Take total income as well as total expense. Then surplus can be calculated. Income total value should be included last column. Take total income. Take the total income. Therefore, total income equal 18,200. And take the total expense also within brackets. Take the expense total value. expense total value income minus expense. All the expense should be deducted. Take expense total value expense total value equal 17,900. Calculation හරිද කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. Therefore income minus expense can be calculated surplus also. Therefore difference will be equal 300,300. That is a surplus. Think if there is a profit, we have write as a surplus. If there is a profit, we have write as a surplus. Right, then surplus should be includes financial position. Surplus should be include financial position and equity 300. Therefore, and accumulated fund. Think opening balance plus surplus. Surplus will be equal 300. Now try to complete financial position. Take the non-current assets total value. Cost value and accumulated depreciation, take total value. Fixed deposit also should be included last column. Then total asset can be calculated. Take the total value. Cost total value. Bank loan interest එක හරිද කියලා බලන්න චුට්ටක්. Bank loan interest. Bank loan interest should be considered as expense also. Yes. Loan interest should be included income statement and expense. Loan interest paid or not, we have to consider as expense also. Value equal 800. Loan interest value equal 800. Surplus එක හරිද කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න ආපහු. Total income minus total expense. Therefore total expense should be equal 18,700. බලන්න හරිද කියලා එක. Then there is a deficits. Expense එකේ total එක පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න. Right, then so deficits, therefore here answer equal minus 500. Therefore this is called deficits. Loss. If there is a deficit, it should be included under expense. If there is a deficit, it should be deduct from accumulated fund. Therefore, deficit should be included within brackets. Financial person as a deficits 500 within brackets. Now take the total assets. Take the cost value and accumulated depreciation. Therefore, cost value total might equal 116,000. Accumulated depreciation, take total value equal 37,750. Then cost minus accumulated depreciation, take the answer. Net book value equal 78,250. If it is correct here, total amount also same value. Check it. $78,250, it is correct. Then fixed deposits should be included last column. Take the total amount of current asset also. Total amount of current assets. Then total asset also can be calculated. Therefore, total asset equal 83,030. Take account fund closing balance as well as other equity part also. Bank loan also should be included last column. And take the current liability total value also. Surplus should be deduct surplus. Therefore, here will be equal 71,170. As let's take the sport equipment purchase fund also and life membership fee fund total value. Here will be equal 4,900. Then total equity can be calculated. Therefore, here will be equal 76,070. Then take the bank loan 5,000 as well as current liability. Total will be equal 1,960. Then take the total amounts. Total amount equal 83,030. Think asset side total amount equal liability and equity total amounts. Therefore, this is the total assets. And this is the total equity and liability. This is the total equity and liability or total accumulated fund and liability. Total equity and liability. Think equity included accumulated fund and sport equipment purchase fund, life membership fund. Therefore, total equity and liability. This is the way you have to prepare not for profit making organization. Think how to record opening balance, how to record closing balance, and think what special donation, normal donation, admission fees, think depreciation how to calculate, and think about special donation how much should be considered as income, life membership fee how much should be considered as income, and balance part. That those are the financial statement. Under working, you have to prepare electricity expense accounts as well as subscription accounts. Sport equipment purchase fund account also think about. And accumulated fund should be calculated by using opening assets and liability as well as income statement, available income and expense, total income minus total expense. Then financial position also think about. Assets equal liability plus equity. Right now, next one, question number second one, relevant for CVP analysis. මේ ගාන මම මේ පාඩමේ ගණන් ටිකක් වැඩිපුර හදන්නේ ලේසින් ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන් පාඩමක්. Think question number second one, relevant for CVP analysis. මෙන්න මේ ගාන මම නිතරම හදන්නේ මේ ගානෙන් තේරුම් ගන්න ලේසි variable cost and fixed cost කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා. In this lesson, the first one, try to get idea. දැන් මේ පාඩමෙන් අපි කරන්නේ මොකක් හරි බිස්නස් එකකදී ලාභයක් හෝ අලාභයක් නැතුව යන්න අඩුම ගානේ. කී දෙනෙක්වත් අඩුම ගානේ ඉන්න ඕනද? කීයක්වත් විකුණ ගන්න ඕනද? එහෙම නැත්නම් මට ඕන ලක්ෂ 5ක ලාභයක් ඕන. එහෙනම් කීයක් විකුණන්න ඕනද? අන්න ඒ වගේ තීරණයක් ගන්න යන්නේ අපි. මේ බිස්නස් එකේ මට අඩුම ගානේ ලාභයක් හෝ නැතුව යන්න. අඩු ලාභයක් හෝ අලාභයක් නැතුව. ලාභයකුත් නැහැ අලාභයකුත් නැතුව බිස්නස් එක අඩුම රන් කරන යන්න අඩුම ගානේ කීයක් විකුණ ගන්න ඕනද? එහෙනම් මට මෙච්චර ලාභයක් ඕන කීයක් විකුණන්න ඕනද? මම මෙච්චරක් විකුණොත් කොච්චර ලාභයක් එනවද? Short term decision making. That is our ultimate objective. But when we are going to calculate from the beginning, you have to recognize variable cost per unit and total fixed cost as well as selling price per unit. ඔන්න ප්‍රධාන කරුණු තුනක් හොයා ගන්න ඕන. variable cost එක හොයන්න ඕන per unit වල. fixed cost එක නම් total එක හොයා ගන්න ඕන. and selling price per units. එතකොට දැන් variable cost එකක්ද fixed cost එකක්ද කියලා හොයා ගන්නකොට කරන්න ඕන දේ තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ ඉස්සරහම බලන්න මේ business activity එකේ සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලන්න. දැන් ගොඩක් ළමයිට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි variable cost එකක්ද fixed cost එකක්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඔන්න මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳ ගන්න පුළුවන් මෙන්න මේ විදිහට. ඕගොල්ලෝ ඉස්සරහම හොයාගන්න මේකේ මේ activity එකේ සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද? අන්නේ සල්ලි එන තැන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ සල්ලි එන යුනිට් එක මොකක් හරි තියෙනවනේ එක්ක යුනිට් එකක් නැත්නම් ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක් නැත්නම් ටීචර් කෙනෙක්. අන්න ඒගොල්ලෝ වෙනස් වෙනකොට quantity වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් those are the variable cost. එහෙම මේ විකුණන ප්‍රමාණය වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් fixed cost එක. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට සල්ලි එන මොකක් හරි යුනිට් එකක් තියෙනවනේ. අන්නේ කොටස වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් proportionately those are fixed cost. proportionately බලනවා අපි. සමානුපාතිකව. අන්න ඒක තේරුම් ගන්න ලේසි වෙන්නේ මේ ගානෙන් බලන්න. variable cost per unit හොයා ගන්න ඕන. total fixed cost should be calculated as well as selling price per unit. ඔන්න මුලින්ම try කරන්න සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න. දැන් මොකක් හරි business activity එක සල්ලි එන තැනක් තියෙනවනේ. අන්න ඒකත් එක තමයි අපි compare කරන්නේ variable ද fixed කියලා. ඒක වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් variable. ඒක වෙනස් වෙනකොට proportionately වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් fixed cost. Now think about this example. මේ වගේ ගානක් මම හදලා තියෙනවා, but here numbers change. Given educational institute in Kandy is planning to introduce diploma program in accounting. It will be conducted during the weekend rented premises. This program consists of 8 subjects. ඔයාලා හොයාගන්න try කරන්න සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලන්න. 8 subjects. Each subject will be taught 50 hours. Think about 8 subject available, 50 hours per each subject. And during the program, duration of program is given 10 months. මාස 10ක් තියෙනවා, subject 8ක් තියෙනවා, එක subject එකක් පැය 50ක් උගන්වනවා. think about it, diploma program in accounting. තාම පටන් ගත්තේ නැහැ, පටන් ගන්න යන්න අපි weekend එකේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. It has given at the budgeted income and expenses. This program is given below. On income කියන්නේ selling price එක. Expense can be divided by 2 parts, variable cost and fixed cost. Think income it has given. ඔන්න දැන් හොයාගත්තේ කොහෙන් සල්ලි එන්නේ කියලා. Income එක it has given income, program fee per student, examination fees per student. Think about per students. ඔන්න එන තැන බලන්න. ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක්ගෙන් තමයි සල්ලි අපිට එන්නේ. ඔන්න ඕක තමයි ඉස්සරම හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕනේ නම් ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්න ඕනේ. ඔන්න බලන්න ඕන තැන බලන්න variables list එක කියලා. ඔන්න ඕක තමයි ගොඩක් කට්ටිය තේරුම් ගන්න නැති paper එක. මුලින්ම කරන්න ඕනේ මේ activity එකේ සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලන්න. දැන් මම මේ ගාන විදිහට බලන්නේ. It has given introduce diploma program in accounting. weekend එකේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. subject 8ක් තියෙනවා. පැය 50 ගානේ උගන්වනවා. and duration it has given 10 months. It has given budgeted income and expenses. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ variables fixed කියලා හොයන්න කලින් සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා ඉස්සරම හොයාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ සල්ලි එන තැන වෙනස් වෙනකොට cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. It has given income in this example, program fee as well as examination fees. ඔන්න සල්ලි එන තැන business එකේ. per student. එහෙනම් එක ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක්ගෙන් තමයි අපි සල්ලි ගන්න බලන්නේ. එතකොට cost එක වෙන් කර ගන්නකොටත් ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්න. Right. Now think about it has given expenses. Those are the cost. Can be divided by 2 parts, variable cost as well as fixed cost. Now try to recognize variable cost as well as fixed cost. It has given expenses, payment for lectures. It has given 6,000 per hour. දැන් මේක ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලනුව වෙනස් වෙනවද? එක ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක් આવොත් මෙච්චරක් ගෙවනවා, දෙන්නෙක් આવොත් මෙච්චරක් ගෙවනවා, වෙනස් වෙනවද? ඔන්න බලන්න වරදින තැන බලන්න. අපි බලන්න ඕනේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. Think lecture fees depend on number of hours. It is not depend on number of students. Therefore, this is a fixed cost. This is a fixed cost. මම hours ගාන වෙනස් වුණාට students ලා ගාන මත වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා 1000ක් ආවත් එයාට ගෙවන ගාණ වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ බලන්න. hours එක නම් වෙනස් වෙන්නේ. විකුණන්නේ hours නෙවෙයි. බිස්නස් එක අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලාගේ. එහෙනම් ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවා විතරයි වේරියබල් කියලා ගන්නෙ. hours ගාණ වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනව නෙවෙයි. Therefore, lecture fees it has given 6,000 per hour. But it is a fixed cost. If it is fixed cost, you have to calculate total value. But next one thing about assignment marking fee. It has given 2,500 per student per subject. Given per student. Therefore, it is vary with number of students. That is a variable cost. It is vary with number of students. If it is variable cost, you have to calculate per student. On a variable cost එක නම් හොයන්න ඕනේ එක්කෙනෙකුට. Fixed cost එකක් නම් හොයන්න ඕනේ ඔක්කොටම. Total fixed cost should be calculated, but variable cost per unit should be calculated. Then project report evaluation fees. It has given from the beginning. Each student should be submitted a project report at the end of the program. Each student should be submitted a project report. Therefore, it is also depend on students. Therefore, project report evaluation fees also vary with number of students. That is also variable cost. Vary with number of students. Next one is study material cost. Given 3,500 per student per subject. Also vary with number of students. Variable cost. Think if it is variable, you have to calculate per unit. But given program manager salary, not given per student, but it is given per month. ඕගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕනේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා විතරයි. Therefore, program manager salary also not vary with number of students. Therefore, fees cost. From the beginning, try to recognize fixed cost as well as variable cost. And rent for the building also given per month. It is not vary with number of students. Therefore, fixed cost. Operating expense also given 1,600. It is given per 10-month periods for 10-month periods. It is also not vary with number of students. Therefore, it is also fixed cost. Examination expense. It has given 5,000 per student per subject. Therefore, it is also vary with number of students. There are 8 subjects available. Therefore, this is a variable cost. ඔන්න variable ද fixed එකේ හොයාගන්න විදිය. මුලින්ම සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලන්න. අන්නේ සල්ලි එන තැන වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් those are the variable cost. එහෙම සල්ලි එන තැන වෙනස් වෙනකොට proportionately වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒවා fixed cost. දැන් මේ ගාන බලන්න අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක්ගෙන්. එහෙනම් බලන්න ඕනේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් variable cost. ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට total cost එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් fixed cost. total cost එක proportionately වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් නෙවෙයි. වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි proportionately වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. proportionately කියන්නේ එක්කෙනෙකුට 10ක් යනවා නම් දෙන්නෙක් යනකොට 20ක් යනවා නම් අන්න ඒවා තමයි proportionately. සමානුපාතිකව වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් විතරයි variable කියලා ගන්නවා. Therefore, try to recognize variable cost as well as fixed cost. Right. Then try to calculate from the beginning total fixed cost, variable cost per units, as well as selling price per units. Before answer the requirement, you have to calculate. There are three information. First one, variable cost per units. Variable cost per unit. In this example, per student. Per student. As well as total fixed cost. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. And selling price per unit. Think what selling price and variable cost should be calculated per unit. In this example, per unit means student. Think variable cost per units and total fixed cost as well as selling price per student. Variable cost as well as selling price should be calculated per unit. But fixed cost should be calculated total value. Take the answers. Given from the beginning, program fee as well as examination fees. Those are the values should be considered as a selling price. And given program fee per student 270,000. As well as it has given examination fees 40,000 per student. In the business point of view, that is also income. Therefore, as a selling price, you have to consider total value. Therefore, here total value equal 310,000. This is value should be considered as selling price. Then it has given expenses can be divided by two parts, variable cost as well as fixed cost. Take the total fixed cost and variable cost per units. ලකුණු ලේසියෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් පාඩමක්. මේ ටික තමයි අමාරු. මෙන්න මේක වෙන් කරගන්න එක තමයි අමාරු. ඒක වෙන් කරගන්න විදිය තමයි මම අර කියලා දුන්නේ. සල්ලි එන තැන හොයාගන්න. අන්නේ සල්ලි එන තැන වෙනස් වෙනකොට proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න cost එක. Then variable cost per unit should be calculated. Think what lecture fees. It has not depend on number of students. It has not vary with number of students proportionately. Lecture fees charged per hour. Therefore, it is fixed cost. Think how to calculate value. Lecture fees value, how to calculate? It has given, they charge 6,000 per hour. It has given each subject will be taught 50 hours. Therefore, into 50, this is a per subject. And there are 8 subjects available. Therefore, into 8. This is the way you have to calculate total lecture fee. 50 hours per subject. Per hour, they charge 6,000. And there are 8 subjects. Therefore, here will be equal to 2.4 million. Lecture fees 2.4 million. Students la කීයක් ආවත් ඔච්චරයි යන්න බලන්න. It is not depend on number of students. The next one has given assignment marking fees, but it has given per student per subject. It is depend on number of students. Per student per subject, think there are 8 subjects available. That is a variable cost. Assignment marking fees variable cost. Yes, it has given they charge assignment marking fees 2,000 per subject. Per subject per student. There are 8 subjects available. Therefore, think assignment marking fees per student. Assignment marking fees per student, think how much? There are 8 subjects available. It has given per subject 2,500. There are 8 subjects available. Therefore, 2,500 into 8. ඔගොල්ලෝ හොයාගන්න ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක්ට කොච්චරක් යනවද? There are 8 subjects available in the program. It has given per student per subject. And project report evaluation fees. It has given per reports. Each student should be submitted per project reports. Therefore, it has also vary with number of students. Given project report evaluation fees equal 22,000. Therefore, project report evaluation fees 22,000. Also variable. Each student should be submitted per project reports. Therefore, it is also vary with number of students. Next one is study material cost. Given per student per subjects. It has also vary with number of students. Variable cost. But given per subjects. Therefore, 8 subjects available. You have to calculate variable cost per student. Therefore, 3,500 into 8. 28,000. Study material cost. And given next one, program manager salary. It has not vary with number of students. That is a fixed cost. But given monthly value, there are 10-month duration. Duration is given 10 months. Therefore, monthly value equal 400,000 in 10. Therefore, 4 million. That is a program manager salary. As well as rent for building. Also not vary with number of students. It has given per month value. Therefore, it is also fixed cost. It is also fixed cost. But given monthly value, duration 10 months. If it is fixed cost, you have to calculate total value. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. If it is variable cost, you have to calculate variable cost per unit. In this example, variable cost per student. Next one, given operating expense 1.6 million for 10-month period. It has given directly for 10-month period. Value equal 1.6 million. Value is given directly for 10-month periods. And last one, it has given examination expense rupees 5,000 per student per subject. It has varied with number of students. Therefore, examination expense variable. But given per subject per student, think there are 8 subjects available. Therefore, into 8, think variable cost per unit should be calculated. මේවයි ගණන් 10 පාරක් විතර හදාන්න එක දිගට. විඩින් විඩ හදාන්න. එතකොට අයිඩියා එක නම් මොකක්ද අපි හිතන්න ඕන විදිය. එකම ගාන කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන්න යන්න එපා. ඕගොල්ලෝ 10 පාරක් 20 පාරක් විතර මේවා හදපුවාම නිකම්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතට යනවා මෙන්න මේව තමයි හොයන්න කියලා. ඒක තමයි කළ යුතු දේ. ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලෝ මතක් වෙනවා variable cost එකක්ද fixed cost එකක්ද කියලා හොයනකොට මෙන්න මේමයි හිතන්න කියලා මතක් වෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන්න ඕනේ මේවායේ ගණන් 10 පාරක් 20 පාරක් විතර හදන්න වීඩියෝ වීඩියෝ. ඒතකොට හරියනවා. ඒ වගේ ගණන් දෙක තුනක් හදන්න එක දිගට. කොහොමද තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ fixed cost එකක්ද variable cost එකක්ද කියලා හොයාගන්න විදිය. මුලින්ම සල්ලි එන තැන හොයාගන්න ඒකත් එක්ක proportionately change වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. 20 marks available. ඔන්න ලකුණු ලේසියෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් ගාණක් මේක. මේ පාර්ට් එක තමයි අමාරු. Try to recognize from the beginning variable cost per unit, total fixed cost and selling price per unit. Those are the information given by the examiner. After that can be calculate contribution per units, break even point, margin of safety, profit calculation. All other things can be calculated after calculating this part. Now take the total value. Try to calculate variable cost per unit. Unit mean in this example per student. Take total value. This is a variable cost per unit. On a student can measure variable cost. And take the total fixed cost also. මේ ටික හොයාගන්න බැරිනොත් ගාන හදන්න බෑ මෙතනින් යාට. Take the total fixed cost also equal 11 million. Total fixed cost 11 million as well as selling price also calculated. Now we know total fixed cost, we know variable cost per units, we know selling price per units. Now think about requirements. දැන් ඉතින් යාට equation ටික දන්නවනම් ගාන හදන්න පුළුවන් බලන්න. First one there's contribution per student. Therefore contribution per unit equals selling price minus variable cost. ඔන්න බලන්න ඉතින් යාට ලේසි 20 marks. Therefore contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. Write the equation, then take the answer. Therefore variable cost equal selling price equal 310,000 and variable cost per unit equal 110,000. Therefore contribution per unit equal rupees 200. Rupees 200,000. This is the contribution per student. Next one, there's total fixed cost of the program. It has calculated. It is equal rupees 11 million. Total fixed cost equal rupees 11 million. Total fixed cost calculated already. Next one, there's number of students to be enrolled to cover the total cost of the program. To cover the total cost mean break even point. There's number of student mean quantity. Therefore, there's break even point quantity. Break even point quantity can be calculated total fixed cost divided by contribution per units. There's break even point quantity equal total fixed cost divided by contribution per units. Total fixed cost calculated on 1000 වලින් හදන්න යන්න එපා මේ ගණන්. දැන් මෙතන 11000 ගත්තොත් එimhe ගාන වර්ධිනවා. Divide by contribution per unit equal to 1000. There's number of students. thousand හදනවා නම් හැම එකක්ම 1000 වලින් ගන්න ඕනේ. contribution per unit එකක් 1000 වලින් ගන්න ඕන. rupees වලින් හදන්න මේවා. Therefore, number of students equal 55 students. බලන්න profit එකක් හෝ loss එකක් නැතුව යන්න අඩුම ගානේ students ලා 55ක් එන්න ඕන මේක. බලන්න 55ට වඩා අඩුවෙන් આવොත් loss 55ට වඩා වැඩියෙන් આવොත් තමයි profit එකක් එන්නේ. Short term decision making. What is the meaning of break-even points? Neither profit nor loss for run the business. There's how many students would be participants. Next one, number of students to be enrolled to the program to earn profit 9 million. Or then measure profit එකක් ඕන. කී දෙනෙක් අපෙන් අහනවා ඉන්නවද කියලා. That is expected profit. Short term decision making. There's quantity. Therefore, quantity can be calculated. Quantity equal total fixed cost plus expected profit. Expected profit is given 9 million. Expected profit plus. Then divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Therefore, total fixed cost calculated, it has equal 11 million. Expected profit equal 9 million. And contribution per unit also calculated, it is equal to 1000. Now the number of students. Therefore, total fixed cost plus expected profit equal, then divided by contribution per units. Therefore, number of students, 100 students will be participants. For generate 9 million profit. Then last one. There's minimum program fee to be charged from a student. If expected profit and number of students to be enrolled 4 million and 100,000 respectively. Minimum program fee mean part of selling price. There's minimum program fee, think what selling price equal 310,000. Part of selling price minimum program fee. Think very important question number 5. There's minimum program fee to be charged from a student. If expected profit and number of students to be enrolled 4 million as well as 100 students respectively. අපෙන් ආන students ලා 100ක් එනවලු. profit එක 4 million ඕනලු. අන්න ඒ මොනොත් එක්කෙනෙකුගේ program fee විදිහට කීයක් ගන්න ඕනද? It can be calculated by using break-even point equation. Think quantity equal total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. That value can be calculated total fixed cost, think about quantity. Therefore, prepare working like this. There's quantity. Quantity given 100 student participates. Equal total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per units. Therefore, total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit equal quantity. Quantity also given. Think this is equation you have to apply. Total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. This is the equation you have to apply. Quantity equal 100. Quantity equal 100. And total fixed cost, we know it is equal 11 million. Expected profit equal 4 million. Think what contribution per unit. There's minimum program fee. From the beginning, try to calculate contribution per unit. Therefore, think contribution per unit now can be calculated. Contribution per unit can be calculated. Therefore, now contribution per unit equal this one plus this one divided by 100. Therefore, contribution per unit can be calculated. Therefore, contribution per unit equal contribution per unit equal, think total fixed cost plus expected profit here will be equal 15 million. Then divide by 100. This is the way you have to calculate contribution per unit. Take the answer. Contribution per unit can be calculated. Therefore, now contribution per unit equal therefore contribution per unit equal there's minimum program fee therefore now contribution per unit equal 150,000. Think contribution per unit can be calculated selling price minus variable cost. Therefore, now selling price can be calculated. We know variable cost per unit. This is a contribution per unit. Now write the equation contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. Therefore, now we know contribution per unit. Contribution per unit equal selling price minus variable cost. Think contribution per unit equal now 150,000. We are going to calculate selling price and variable cost also calculated equal 110. Then this one take other side can be calculated selling price. Therefore, 150,000 plus 110,000 equal new selling price. It is included program fee as well as examination fees. Therefore, new selling price equal 260,000. It is included program fee as well as examination fees. Now they ask minimum program fee. Therefore, this one divided by 2 part. This one divided by 2 part. Program fee as well as examination fees. Now try to recognize examination fees include how much as well as program fee include how much. There's minimum program fee. selling price included program fee as well as examination fees. It has given, now here it has given examination fees. Think this one, examination fees available 40,000. Examination fees equal 40,000. Think about this one. Examination fees equal 40,000 and program fee equal 270,000. Therefore, there's minimum program fee. Now think what would be the answer? Examination fees equal 40,000. It is not changed. Therefore, here examination fees as well as program fee. Examination fees, it has given 40,000. Then balance part, program fee. Therefore, examination fees equal 40,000. There's minimum program fee. Therefore, balance part, this is a minimum program fee. There's minimum program fee. Therefore, program fee value should be equal. Balance parts. Therefore, 260,000 minus 40,000. Therefore, 220,000. 220,000. This is a minimum program fee. Think new selling price should be calculated. It is included examination fees as well as program fee. One අපිට කියන්නේ 100 එනවලු. Expected profit equal 4 million. There's minimum program fee to be charged from one student. Therefore, quantity equal total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Expected profit 4 million and quantity equal 100. Total fixed cost is given. Therefore, this is a new contribution. Therefore, new selling price can be calculated. Selling price included examination fees as well as program fee. Therefore, now can be recognized minimum program fee. Therefore, minimum program fee should be equal 220,000. Therefore, think what could be the answer? There's minimum program fee equal. Therefore, here answer minimum program fee equal minimum program fee equal 220,000. Minimum program fee equal 220,000. බලන්න කලින් තිබෙන 260,000. කලින් අපි program fee charge කරේ 270,000. But now think about minimum program fee. It can be reduced to 220,000. If 100 student participates and expected profit equal 4 million. In this situation, minimum program fee should be equal to 220,000. That this is the think about 10-month duration and there are 8 subjects available and 50 hours should be taught each subject. try to recognize variable cost and fixed cost. If it is variable cost per unit should be calculated. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. Right now, think about question number next one. මේ ගණන් ඕගොල්ලෝ අතාරින්න එපා. මේවා ලේසියෙන් අල්ලගන්න පුළුවන් පාඩම්. ගණන් දෙක තුනක් එක දිගට හදන්න. එතකොට හරියනවා. කොහොමද තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන දේ තමයි try to recognize how to calculate variable cost per unit and fixed cost. If it is fixed cost, total value should be calculated. ඔන්න ගානේ ඉල්ලුවත් නැතත් මේ ටික හොයාගන්න ඕන අනිවාර්යයෙන්. මොකද මේ ටික අපිට හොයාගන්න නැතුව ගාන හදන්න බෑ. This part very important. Think how to calculate variable cost per unit and total fixed cost as well as selling price per unit. Very important this part. Right, next one, think about question number third one. Practice again තමයි realize වෙන lesson එක. දැන් නිකන් equation දන්නවා කියලා ගාන හදන්න බෑ බලන්න. මේවයි ගණන් දෙපාර තුන් පාර හදන්න මේවා. ඒකට හරියනවා. Right, next one, question number third one. Try to recognize variable cost and fixed cost and selling price. As well as think about requirement also. It has given company is planning to manufacture computers by assembling imported components for use of differently able school children, and given selling price of a computer is decided to 120,000. It has given clearly selling price per units. A computer is decided to be 120,000. And given expected cost are as follow. On cost එක අපිට දීලා තියෙන්නේ මේක තමයි කොටස් දෙකට බෙදා ගන්න ඕන. Now selling price is given clearly. දැන් මේක බෙදන්න කලින් සල්ලි ඉන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලන්න. එන්නේ කම්පියුටර් එකකින්. එක කම්පියුටර් එකකින් තමයි සල්ලි එන්නේ. එහෙනම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලන්න ඕනේ කම්පියුටර් ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්න ඕනේ. මොකද අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ කම්පියුටරයක් විකුණපුවමනේ. එහෙනම් variable cost එකයි fixed cost එකයි වෙන් කරලා හොයාගන්නකොට කම්පියුටර් ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. වෙන මොනවද කියන්නේ ඒ බලන්න ඕනේ. සල්ලි එන තැන හොයාගන්න. අන්න ඒක වෙනස් වෙනකොට proportionately වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් variable. ඒක වෙනස් වෙනකොට proportionately වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් fixed cost. දැන් මෙතන බලන්න සල්ලි එන්නේ කම්පියුටර් එකකින්. එහෙනම් කම්පියුටර් ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා තමයි බලන්න ඕනේ. First one, think about license fees. It has given rupees 3,000 per month. It is not dependent on computers. It has not vary with number of computers, therefore fixed cost. And given salaries, supervisor given 21,000 per month. It has not given per computer, not vary with number of computers, therefore fixed cost. Next one. It has given assembly workers salary. Salary for assembly workers. It has given per unit. Unit mean computer. It is vary with number of computers. That is a variable cost. Thing, it has given assembly worker salary paid per unit. Per unit mean per computer. Therefore, it has vary with number of computers variable. Next one, rent expense. It has given rupees 3 million per annum. Thing, some information given per month. Some information given per month, some information given per annum. එතකොට total එක හොයනකොට බලන්න ඕනේ monthly requirement එකක්ද තියෙන්නේ annual requirement එකක්ද තියෙන්නේ. But given it has not vary with number of unit. It is not depend on computer per computer. Therefore, rent charges it is given per annum. It is not depend on quantity. That is also fixed cost, but given per annum. Then බලන්න requirement එක annual ද monthly ද. If there's requirement monthly, you have to calculate monthly value. ඔන්න හිතන්න ඕන දේවල් බලන්න. And given insurance per month, it is also not depend on quantity, fixed cost. Given monthly value, think some information given annual. Material cost, it has given per units. Per unit mean per computer. It is variable. And it has given fee for two consultant. Rupees 600,000 per month. It is also not vary with number of computers. අපි බලන්න ඕනේ කම්පියුටර් ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා විතරයි. Fees for two consultant 600,000 given per month. It has not depend on number of computers. It is also fixed cost. Consultants ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But we have to consider per computers. අපි බලන්න ඕනේ computers ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා විතරයි. Right, then those are the cost and given selling price. Before answer the requirement, try to calculate variable cost per units, total fixed cost, and selling price per units. Variable cost per unit mean per computer, and total fixed cost as well as selling price per unit. Selling price per unit. Try to calculate variable cost per unit. It has given license fees. It is not depend on number of computers, fixed cost. දැන් බලන්න මාසයකටද හොයන්නේ අවුරුද්දකටද හොයන්නේ කියලා බලා ගන්න. It has given monthly information as well as annual information. Now you have to know total fixed cost should be calculated per month or annual. It is depend on requirements. At the same time, see the requirements. There's monthly total fixed cost. Requirement there's monthly. Contribution per unit also there's monthly. Break even point quantity also there's monthly. Therefore, total fixed cost also should be calculated monthly. Sometimes there's annual. Or then we will decide කරන්න ඕන fixed cost එක හොයාගන්න ඕනේ මාසයකටද annual ද කියලා. It is depend on requirements. First one, license fees. Given monthly value, we have to calculate monthly value. Therefore, 300,000. Supervisor salary. It has also fixed cost. Given monthly value. Supervisor salary, this one. Monthly value equal to 1,000. And assembly worker salary. It is depend on number of quantity, variable cost. That is assembly worker salary. Just given composition of salary. It is depend on number of quantity. Therefore, that is a variable cost. 20,000 per unit. And rent expense, it has given annual value. Rent expense not depend on quantity. Therefore, fixed cost. But given annual value. divided by 12. Monthly value should be calculated. Reason requirement they ask monthly. Therefore, 3 million divided by 12. Value equal 250,000. Next one, insurance also given per month value. It is not depend on number of computers. Fixed cost. Directly it has given monthly value 250,000. But think rent expense it has given total value. You have to calculate monthly value. Next one, material cost 50,000 per unit. Therefore, it is vary with number of quantity. Variable cost. If it is variable cost, you have to calculate unit value. And fees for 2 consultants. It is also not vary with number of quantity. Fees cost. If it is fees cost, total value should be considered. Therefore, 600,000. And selling price it has given from the beginning. It is equal 120. Selling price of compute is given. Now take the variable cost per unit. Variable cost per unit equal 70,000. And take the total fees cost also. Total fees cost. Therefore, total fees cost equal 1,600,000. And selling price also we know it has given. Total fees cost calculated. And variable cost per unit also calculated. Now think about requirements. If they ask or not, you have to calculate. Then think about requirements. First one, they ask monthly total fees cost. Indicate each item separately. Therefore, this part should be disclosed separately. Indicate each item separately. Therefore, should be disclosed like that. Therefore, here it should be disclosed. Therefore, total fees cost. This value should be disclosed. Indicate each item separately. Total value also should be in quotes. There's total fees cost. Indicate each item separately. First one, there's total fees cost. Right. They ask indicate each item separately. The next one, they ask number of computers to be sold monthly to cover the total cost. In second requirements, to cover the total cost mean that is a break-even point quantity. Break-even point quantity equal total fees cost divided by contribution per unit. Therefore, now try to calculate break-even point quantity. Before calculate break-even point quantity, you have to calculate contribution per unit also. contribution per unit equals selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Think selling price it has given clearly and variable cost per unit calculated. Therefore, contribution per unit equal 50,000. They ask number of computer to be sold monthly cover the total cost. They ask break even point quantity. Now write the equation BEP. Break even point quantity they ask. Equal total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Total fixed cost already calculated. It is equal 1.6 million. And contribution per unit equal 50,000. Think number of computers they asked to cover the total cost. Therefore, number of computers equal 32 computers. (32) computers to cover the total cost. They ask how many computers should be sold. The next one they ask number of computer to be sold monthly earn profit 1.5 million. That is expected profit. Therefore, quantity equal total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Write the equation total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. Therefore, write the equation like that. Total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. There's number of computer to be sold monthly earn profit 1.5 million. Total fixed cost equal 1.6 million. 1000 වලින් හදන්න එපා. රුපී වලින් හදන්න. And expected profit equal 1.5 million. Total fixed cost plus expected profit divided by contribution per unit. It is equal 50,000. Now take the answers. There's number of computers to be sold for earn 1.5 million profit. Therefore, 62 computers. (62) computers should be sold. Think expected profit equal 1.5 million. There's how many computers should be sold for generate expected profit. Next one. Think fourth requirements. Fourth one very important. Fourth requirements. There's number of computer to be sold. Monthly cover the total cost. If assembly workers are paid total monthly salary 500,000 instead of unit based salary. Assembly workers ලාට මාසයකට ගෙවනවලු 500,000. Unit based ගෙවනවා වෙනවට. Therefore, now assembly workers salary became fixed cost. Therefore, try to calculate total fixed cost. Assembly workers salary became a fixed cost now. Therefore, new total fixed cost. New total fixed cost equal Assembly workers salary also became fixed cost now. Fixed cost calculated where we equal 1.6 million. And given assembly workers are paid monthly salary 500,000 instead of unit based salary. Therefore, think new total fixed cost. As a variable cost, you have to consider only material cost. Therefore, in this situation, new variable cost finance. As a variable cost, you have to consider only material cost. On assembly workers letter unit based given when what a mass 500,000 do not. There's number of computers to be sold cover the total cost. Therefore, now think what variable cost. As a variable cost, you have to consider only material cost. Assembly workers salary became fixed cost now. Therefore, material cost equal 50,000. That is value should be considered as a variable cost. Therefore, variable cost equal 50,000 now. Only material cost. Therefore, new variable cost equal 50,000. Selling price is not changed. Selling price equal 120,000. Therefore, think about new contribution finance. Selling price equal 120,000. As variable cost, you have to consider only material cost. Therefore, new contribution point equals 70,000. Now think about break-even point quantity. BEP quantity equal. Yes. Number of computer to be sold. Monthly cover the total cost. Monthly cover the total cost mean there's break-even point quantity. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Assembly workers letter unit base given or venuata monthly 500,000 do not they ask to cover the total cost number of quantity. Therefore, total fixed cost equal now 2.1 million. Divided by contribution point equal 70,000. Take the answers number of computers 2.1 million divided by 70,000. 30 computers. Computers should be sold. Sensitivity analysis. Assembly workers are paid monthly salary instead of unit based salary. In requirement 5, also same way. 5 also same way. Read carefully 5. There's number of computers to be sold monthly cover the total cost. It means break-even point quantity. If the salary paid to assembly workers could be reduced to 10 per units, 10,000 per units. Think assembly workers salary could be reduced to 10,000 per unit. Then 20,000. By automating assembly line and given it is estimated that this automation would increase annual fixed cost by 9.6 million. On assembly line automation color. Assembly worker salary could be reduced to 10,000. They ask in this situation to cover the total cost, how many computers should be sold? ඔන්න මේම තත්ත්වයක් වුණොත් assembly line එක automation කරනවා. එහෙම කළොත් එහෙම assembly workers වල given ගාන 10,000 එක අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන්. They ask in this situation to cover the total cost, how many computers should be sold? First one, it has given annual piece cost increase by, but there's monthly requirement monthly. Therefore, first one, try to calculate monthly piece cost increase by how much? Monthly piece cost increase by how much? Think about it. Monthly piece cost increased monthly piece cost increased by how much? Think about it. Annual piece cost increased by 9.6 million. This one divided by 12. This is a monthly piece cost increase value. Equal 800,000. As a result, monthly piece cost increased by 800,000. Then try to calculate new total piece cost. New total piece cost. Then total piece cost calculated, it is equal 1.6 million. මොකද මේක අපි කන්සිඩර් කරන්නේ නැහැ බේසික් එකත් එක්ක තමයි බලන්නේ බේස් එකත් එක්ක. Total piece cost already calculated value equal 1.6 million. By automation assembly line, annual piece cost increased by 9.6 million. Think monthly piece cost increased by 800,000. Therefore, this is the total piece cost now. And new variable cost minus. It has given material cost equal 50,000. As well as assembly workers' salary could be reduced to 10,000. Could be reduced to 10,000. Therefore, assembly workers' salary 10,000 now. But material cost, it is not vary. It is not changed. Material cost per unit, it has given 50,000 per unit. Therefore, this is the new variable cost. And selling price is not changed. It has given 120,000. They ask contribution per units. They ask number of computer to be sold monthly cover the total cost. Break even point quantity they ask. Therefore, try to calculate contribution per unit from the beginning. Selling price, new selling price equal 120,000. And new variable cost equal 60,000. In this situation, contribution per unit equal 90,000. Sensitivity analysis. ඔන්න මෙහෙම දෙයක් වුණොත් assembly line එක automation කරලා කළොත් එහෙම assembly worker salary could be reduced to 10,000. අන්න ඒ වුණොත් අපි ගන්නවා to cover the total cost, how many computers should be sold. They ask break-even point quantity. Just here contribution per unit equal 60,000. Then they ask, this is not answer, they ask break-even point quantity. Therefore, break-even point quantity equal break-even point quantity they ask to cover the total cost, main break-even point quantity. Total fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Therefore, think about new total fixed cost. It has calculated 2.4 million and new contribution per unit equal 60. Therefore, total fixed cost 2.4 million divided by contribution per unit 60,000. ඔන්න මෙහෙම දෙයක් වුණොත් අපෙන් අහනවා කොච්චරක් විකුණන්න ඕනද? Therefore here answer equal 40 computers. Think there's number of computers to be sold monthly cover the total cost. Monthly cover the total cost mean break even point. Number of computer mean quantity they ask. Therefore very important CVP analysis. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ calculation කරන්න දන්නවා. ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙන්නේ variable cost per unit total fixed cost හොයාගන්න තැන. මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ ඉස්සරවම ඒ business activity එකේ සල්ලි එන්නේ කොහෙන්ද කියලා බලන්න. දැන් මම මේකේ නම් computer එකක් වික්කොත් තමයි සල්ලි එන්නේ. දැන් ඔය අපි හදපු ගණන් දෙක චුට්ටක් බලන්න compare කරලා. දැන් මේක අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ computer එකක් විකුණපුවාම. දැන් කලින් හදපු ගාන බලන්න ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක්ගේ තමයි charge කරේ අපි fees per student. එතකොට question number 2 වල variable cost fixed cost හොයනකොට බලන්නේ students ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. දැන් මේකේ බලන්නේ computer ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න. අනිත්‍යව වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වුණාට අපි consider කරන්නේ නැහැ ඒක. computers ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට දැන් බලන්න මේකේ මාස ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවා බලන්න මේක. අපි බලන්න ඕනේ computer ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට. දැන් question number second එකේ බලන්න lecture fees per hour ඊට කිව්වා. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතනවා දැන් මේකත් variable වගේනේ කියලා. ඒක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ hours ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙන්නේ. අපි විකුණන්නේ hours නෙවෙයි අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ hours වලින් නෙවෙයි. අපිට සල්ලි එන්නේ students ලගේ. ඔන්න ඔතන තමයි අල්ල ගන්න ඕන බලන්න. එහෙනම් students ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවා විතරයි අපි variable කියලා ගන්න ඕන. hours ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වුණාට ඒවා students ලාවට වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ students ලා වෙනස් වෙනකොට. අපි charge කරන්නේ students ලාගෙන්. ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලෝ variable cost fixed cost කියලා වෙන් කරනකොට බලන්න ඕනේ students ලා ගාන වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවද proportionately. දැන් මම මෙතන lecture fees students ලා ගාන වැඩි වුණත් අඩු වුණත් total එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ බලන්න. දැන් total lecture fees equal 2.4 million. ඉතින් මේ ගාන students ලා ආවත් නැතත් වැඩියෙන් ආවත් අඩුවෙන් ආවත් අපිට දරන්න ඕන. එතකොට variable the fixed කියන එක තමයි මුලින්ම හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක හොයන ලේසිම ක්‍රමය තමයි මුලින්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ හොයාගන්න try කරන්න සල්ලි එන්නේ මොකෙන්ද? අන්නේ සල්ලි එන එක වෙනස් වෙනකොට වෙනස් වෙනවා නම් variable. Very important this lesson. 20 marks. right ඉතුරු ටික ගෙදරින් හදන්න. ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා අහන්න බලන්න. ඕගොල්ලෝ පුළුවන් තරම් ගණන් හදලා ප්‍රශ්න આવුත් මට දාන්න. ඊට පස්සේ මට කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් ඒවා. කුමාරි කම්පැනි අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ දවස් ටිකේ කම්පැනි ගණන් සතියකට දෙකක් තුනක් හදන්න අනිවාර්යෙන්. මොකද ස්පීඩ් එක දැන් තමයි හැදෙන්නේ වගේ. within 3 hours we have to answer 6 questions including 1 and 2. බලන්න සාමාන්‍ය කම්පැනි එක ෆෝමැට් එක ගහලා අඩුම ගානේ විනාඩි 30න් විතර හදන්න ඕන කම්පැනි ගාන. විනාඩි 30න් 35න් හදලා ඉවර කරන්න ඕන. පුළුවන් තරම් ඇඩ්ජස්ට්මන්ට් දාන යන්න. දැන් ප්ලෑන් එකක් ආගෙන කොහොමද පේපර් එක හදන්නේ අපි කියලා. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පළවෙනි පැයේ ලොකු ගණන් වලට යන්න එපා. පළවෙනි පැයේ පොඩි පොඩි ගණන් හදන්න. ඒකනේ ඉක්වේෂන් වගේ ලේසි ගණන්. දෙවෙනි පැයේ අනිවාර්යෙන් කම්පැනි ගානට යන්න ඕන. දෙවෙනි පැය. ඒකෙත් විනාඩි 35න් ඉන්න එපා කම්පැනි ගානේ. ඔය කෑෂ් ෆ්ලෝ එකෙන් බලන්න ලේසියෙන් ලකුණු ගන්න පුළුවන්. සම්පූර්ණ ගණන් හදා ගන්න බැරනොට ඇඩ්ජස්ට් ලකුණු ගොඩක් වෙනවා ඇඩ්ජස්ට්මන්ට් එක දැම්මොත්. Not for profit making organization separate question available. Partnership separate question available. Standard concept think about those are available MCQ paper. කොහමද අඩුම ගන්න ඒකක් ගන්න අඩුම ගන්න MCQ 35 වලට යන්න ඕන. 35 වලින් එහාට. 40 45 විතර ගණන තමයි හොඳ. ජපුර යන්න පුළුවන් එතකොට. cash flow very important, cash flow. So දැන් අන්තිමට ඔය ප්‍රශ්නයක් එන්නේ data reconciliation, error correction, suspense account, control accounts. ඊරසේ not for profit making organization. අනිත් එක ඔක්කොම clear වෙනවා. ඔන්න ඔය පාඩම් ටික තමයි පොඩ්ඩක් ප්‍රශ්නේ. අන්න ඒවට වැඩි අවධානයක් යොමු කරන්න. data reconciliation, creditors reconciliation, prime end books. ඒවා ලේසි නිසා ඔයගොල්ලෝ හදන්න යා බලන්න. Accounting equation very important. Question number 3 normally last two papers it has given 40 marks. ඒවට වැඩි අවධානයක් යොමු කරන්න දන්නවා කියලා හිතන්න එපා හදන්න. right ප්‍රශ්න නැත්නම් අපි ඊළඟ දවසේ යමු. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මම homework දානවා අනිවාර්යෙන් හදලා ඉවන්න. ඒතර මට ආන්සර් එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය ලොකු පාඩම් cash flow මම ඉස්සරහට දානවා වගේ cash flow partnerships not for profit making organization ඒ වගේ homework දානවා ඉස්සරහදී. ඕගොල්ලෝ මට වැරදුනොත් කමන්නේ හදන්න හදලා ඉවන්න. ඒතර තමයි මම ආන්සර් එක වන්නේ. නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ආන්සර් එක හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. right I one